Exactly. Yeah, yeah. I'm still healthy. I'm not sick. There is nothing. The only thing, I got the same problem like Tom Araya on the neck, you know. It's coming from head banging and all the stuff, you know. But it's okay. No, you're right. I just want to spend, I was working on the music permanently the last years, you know. I need to do some other things now, you know. I want to slow down it a little bit, you know. Um, I want to make more home office, you know. And I need more time for my family, I need more time for my friends, and I need time for myself, you know. Just doing other things, you know. I'm still healthy, I'm still in good condition, I am still creative, you know. But now it's gone. And I don't have any plans to come back, you know. I don't want to tell you I'm coming back in 26 or 27. I don't know. I just want to relax or just want to do other things, you know. But I talk to my friends and to my band, you know, they they are always very loyal to me. You know, and Tony found other bands where he's drumming. I think Frank Blackfire want to support more his own solo project. York is working in a record store, you know. They all have something to do, you know. But for me personally, it's gone. But not forever. And I don't know. I don't have any plans, you know. The first time, I always need more time for myself, you know. But I always did my job, you know. I think the record company told me, okay, you got a new album out, you know, and you don't play any shows, you know. It's okay. There is always something to cancel when I stop doing this, you know. No, I just want to spend more time, you know, in my hunting district, you know, I'm hunting, my big passion. I want to spend time sitting there drinking just a coffee. I can tell you, I don't have any plans, you know. I just realized that I need time for other things, you know. No, I'm still in good condition for my age, you know. I'm getting 62, you know, and I'm still creative, you know, but I want to stop for a little time, for a while, you know. I don't want to stop because I'm sick, or I don't want to stop because I'm not creative. I don't have any ideas for writing songs, whatever, you know. I still have. I just need time to do other things, you know. I got the band is strong, you know. I get a big, the complete road crew, you know. I know, you know. But I have to think for myself, you know. I know that it's sort of still successful, you know. The last shows we did the last years, we had good shows. We have a booking agency, so they can book more shows. So we can book for a completely world tour if we want, you know. If we want, I don't want nowadays. I just need to make. I know we are very successful. We have a new album out. We have a good band, you know. Everything is fine, you know. But it keeps me. I know it keeps me going on, you know, all the time, you know. But now it's time to say goodbye. Not goodbye forever. It's time to do other things, you know. That's the only thing, you know. I also have family. I have so many friends from the 80s, you know. They're gonna tell me, Tom, I never see you in a bar. You're always touring around, you know. So, and a lot of good friends of mine died the last year, and I didn't saw them for years, you know. So I always think about I have no time for my good friends because I spend time on tour. You know, I like being on stage for 1 hour, maybe solo playing 2 hours, you know. I like the time. I don't want to waste time at airports or hotels or bus, whatever, you know. Sometimes you play in South America just for one show and you're on tour for 1 week, you know. That's the reason why, you know. And if you're getting 60 years old, you think about you think about other things in a different way, you know. You want to spend more time for yourself. You want to spend more time in things you enjoy, you know. But it's not forever. I don't know. You know, busy with the music, you know. So I can do more home office, you know. Now we are working on a Get What You Deserve re-release with Andy Brinks. from SPV went to BMG, and they want to re-release all the stuff year by year, you know. And that is a lot of to do. We did M16 years ago. We did Tapping the Vein. That was the last one. And so we keep on going, doing all the back catalog. So I spent a lot of time with music business. You know? Big solo collector, you know, but Andy Brinks, you know, he in this period when we played Tapping the Vein, Aber bitte mit Sahne, Get What You Deserve, and the Maroon, the live album. He collect everything from these times, you know. And on the Tapping the Veil, we had 3 live shows. Especially it was Witch Hunter, the last show Witch Hunter played with SODOM, you know. It's not the best SODOM show. It's not an official live album, but it's historical. Very interesting because that was his last show, you know. To document, we can document how Witch Hunter was going down all the in his last days when he played in SODOM, you know. For the collector scene or for the real SODOM historical interest people, it's a very good live recording, definitely. So we've tried to find some demo tapes, or we try to find some rehearsing sessions or sound check sessions, whatever, you know. It's something really special because we have to, it's like sitting in a time machine. So we have to go back to all, I can't remember all this stuff, but Andy Brinks knows it. We recorded this in the studio. We did the bass in here. We played this bass guitar. I played this guitar, you know. In these 3 years he played in SODOM, he knows everything. You know?
Wow.
Because yes, on the new album, that's it. Witch Hunter is always present, you know. We always, when we are touring, you know, we always talk about Witch Hunter. It's always the theme, you know. He was a best friend in the beginning, you know, and Tony, our drummer, is a big Witch Hunter fan, and he tried to combine the precision drumming nowadays with the chaotic sound of Witch Hunter in the drums, you know. So I talk about to the band, I want to write a Witch Hunter song, you know. It's not a song about Witch Hunter. It's not a hero, you know. There was also a lot of tragic in his life, you know. What I try to write down in the lyrics, you know. Yes, that's and I came up with the idea, and the song is great. We want to put the song next week. We want to make a lyric video about, for the song, and SPV want to release it on a YouTube channel. You know? Witch Hunter was not only a thrash metal fan, you know. He listened to bands like Bon Jovi and all this stuff, you know. He also liked heavy rock bands, you know, Europe and all this stuff, you know. Foreigner. I like these bands, you know, good bands, you know. And he also liked exploited punk music. So we tried to make a combination of melodic heavy metal, speed metal, thrash metal, putting everything together. And Motorhead style, you know. I like the song very much, yeah. And it's very important to say on the new album, Tony wrote 4 or 5 songs, you know, because Tony, the drummer, is also a good guitarist, you know. And he asked me, Tom, I want to write a song for the new SODOM. I said, come on, write it, you know. So if you listen to the album, you can exactly imagine whose songs played by Frank Blackfire or written by Frank Blackfire or York or Tony. Tony has a different way to write songs because he has more influence black metal and crust punk and all the stuff, you know. Frank is more fan of traditional heavy metal and rock guitarists, you know. But this makes this album so colorful because so many people write different songs on it, you know. Yes, it's not because when a guitarist came up with an idea for guitar riff or a refrain, chorus line, whatever, you know, we always go to the rehearsal room and arrange the song together. Because I'm a singer, I have to sing this song, you know, I have to do lyrics over the song, you know. So we arranged it together, and I have ideas of, okay, we put the chorus lines on this way, we put another break in here, you know, to write a song, you know. I think Tony or Frank or Jörg are able to write complete songs, but in the end, I have to try to arrange it for my way, you know, for my style of singing, you know, for my lyrics, you know. Now we put everything together, you know, and that is the difference to other bands, you know. Other bands, you know, the drummer is living in America, the guitarist coming from UK, and they start writing songs by MP3 trading, you know. We don't, you know. If you have an idea for a guitar riff, you can record it at home just before you forget it, you know. But in the end, we go to rehearsal room and making noise and making a song out of it, you know. A very old school way, but that's the only way I like it, you know. Yeah, exactly what, because if you listen to modern bands, you know, the sound, the drum sounds are all the same, you know. They use the same software, they use the same plugins, whatever, what you can do, or trigger signals, you know. I hate it, you know. And a friend of Tony he's running a studio in his hometown. He's running a studio with the tape machines and with an analog mixing desk, you know. And I said, that's the way. We recorded the drums analog, you know. And that was a big experience. And I know it's expensive, you know, it's usual and payable to record everything digital. You can do it at home, you know, if you want, you know. I can record an album at my little room if I want, you know. For me, it was very important to get a more organic drum sound. I want to hear the drum like it sounds in nature, in real, you know. And that was a great idea, you know. And I give tribute to Tony because you don't have so much chances when you record it on tape. So the producer said, okay, you just have one chance, record the whole song. And if you want, we could record it twice or 3 times, and we choose the best one, you know. But you are not able to cut anything out and putting this together like a digital way, you know, when you work with Cubase, whatever, you know. And that was amazing. And Tony did a lot of tracks in one take, you know. Recorded the guitars with microphones, you know. You know, we all know the Kemper, the digital profiling amps, you know, we used Marshalls and we put microphones in front of the box, you know. Now the sound is more, I don't want to have, I want to have the band sound like SODOM, you know. Not like any plugins, you know. I put this bass plugin or guitar plugins, you know. I want to have a guitar sound like James Hetfield. I don't want, you know. I want to have my own bass sound, you know, and Frank want to have his own guitar sound, you know. So you listen to the band, how it sounds in a rehearsal room or live, you know. Yes, I came up with the idea because Tony wrote the song and he came up with a guitar riff, with a main riff. Yeah, it sounds like tank. It could be a tank song from the 80s, from 84, like This Means War, Honor and Blood era, you know. This is a typical tank song. And he said, yes, it sounds like tank, you know. So I started writing a song about LG Ward because he was my favorite musician. He was the biggest inspiration when I started with the band, you know. It's not only Lemmy or Crawlers, but LG Ward was always something special to me, you know, because of the vocals and bass sound and everything, you know. And I started writing songs about a lyric about him, you know. But I can tell you what is the meaning of AWTF. It's top secret. A couple of times, I met him the first time we played in England in '88, or we had a UK tour. And LG came to London, you know, to visit us on a SODOM show, you know. And after the show, we got a big backstage party, was drinking, you know. He was a really cool guy, you know. But, like Trigger Discipline or a Return to God in Parts or other things. I'm gonna write about the situation we are sitting in. We are looking at TV every day and see what happened, you know. This is what I'm always writing songs about, you know, because it's really bad what happened, you know. I hate it. But for me, as a songwriter or lyric writer, it's the best inspiration I can get, you know. I'm not scared about myself. I'm scared about the next generation of people who are growing up, you know, in this shitty world, you know. And I cannot change anything, you know, but I can write songs about it, and I can go up on stage and scream it out. Stop the fucking war, you know. But I'm just a small light in the whole world, you know. Nobody listen to me, you know, what I'm gonna tell you, you know. The politics, everything is getting out of control, in my opinion, you know? So this is what I'm talking also about when we start painting the cover artist. He did also covers for Ghost and Mayhem and all the other bands. He's a big Sodom fan, old school Sodom fan, you know. And I met him 3 years ago. We talk about the new Sodom. He was interested in painting the new Sodom cover. And we are working together for 3 years. And in the end, it's the best Sodom cover ever, you know. Everything is hand painted, you know. He don't use it, you know. And for me, this cover is the best Sodom cover ever, you know. I like, because this reflects the situation of our world all the time, you know. It could be also the mental arsonist, you know. It's not the one who burn a house down, you know. It's somebody who, it could be the mental arsonist who's gonna set the world on fire, the complete world on fire, you know. I don't know who it is. There are more people who are gonna do this, you know. Yes, so I came up with the idea when I talked to Bilak. Bilak is the guy who plays the cover, you know. We get so many other ideas for the album title. In my first, I wanna it's called Battle of Harvest Moon, you know. I also talk about an album title Shadowland, you know. I had different, you know, and he told me I think the arsonist that is grippy, you know, it works for the cover artwork as well, you know. It's not only the album titles, also the song titles and also the lyrics are the best in the metal scene. That is what people don't honor, that people don't compare Sodom lyrics to other bands or, you know, or Sodom. I always try to find very interesting titles for the new songs, you know. I don't want to, you know, I don't want to call an album like War is Hell, whatever. That's shit, you know. I need something different, you know. I'm always looking for words that are not so usual to use, you know. Yes, and I think on the new album, I like all the song titles, you know. Return to God in Parts. What is it, you know? You get splitted by granite and return to God in parts, you know. That's very simple. Yes, it is. Because it never stops, you know. It's not only the Vietnam or World War One, World War Two, whatever, you know. It's always interesting to be interested in historical things, historical wars, you know. My grandfather was fighting in World War One. And I can remember he told me stories when I was a little kid, you know. That's something I never forget, really, you know. But I think war will never end, will never stop. As long as humans live on this earth, you will have war, you know. And so long I have inspirations for lyrics. It's me, you know. I want to stop everything outside there, you know, so I can write about other things, you know, but it don't looks like ever that we this generation or the next generation will live without war. I think the war is coming closer, in my opinion. You know, I think Bernemann played in the band for 20 years. It's amazing, you know. I know at the beginning we have a lot of lineup changes, you know, but I think when you change, when Frank Blackfire left the band, for example, and we get Michael Hoffman into the band, we release a completely different album to Agent Orange, you know, with the Better of That, which I really like, I really enjoy. I remember the record company, they were a little bit disappointed. They told me Agent Orange was very successful. you have to do another album like Agent Orange. What is it? What is another album like Agent Orange, you know? And when it depends on the guitarists who play the songs and write the songs, you know. I think there was also difference between Persecution Mania and Agent Orange, you know. I don't want to repeat myself. And when we get Hoffman in the band, he has a completely other style writing songs or guitar sound, you know. And then they get some master from Bed of Death. They were really disappointed. It's not SODOM. It's not like Agent Orange. I think SODOM is not only Agent Orange, you know. SODOM is also Better of Death, and I like Better of Death, you know. And the same was when we get Andy Brinks to the band and Tapping the Vein came out. You know, different guitarists results different sounds and different albums, you know. And if you're gonna play a whole career with just one guitarist, I think the album sounds maybe the same, you know. But our back catalog makes it so colorful because we have different guitarists in the band, you know. Interested in making sound like you don't want to make Agent Orange, you want to make his own song, you know. And so Better of Ten is completely different to Agent Orange, which I really enjoy, you know. But we always try to keep the SODOM trademarks, you know, the vocals, the bass, the songwriting, and if you listen to a song, it's SODOM, you know. That's very important. So that is something never change, you know. If you're gonna change a guitarist, you know, or a drummer, maybe it works. But if you changed the singer, it's a different band, you know. I think if you get in a live show, you get a better sound with two guitars, in my opinion, you know. But I don't want to turn the bass down because we have a second guitarist, you know. I know what you mean. I know when Motorhead, for example, get a second guitarist, it was not more the same, you know. I like more the Ace of Spades, Iron Fist, Another Perfect Day times with a power trio band, you know. I know what you mean, you know. But the second guitarist helps to refill some holes, you know, when you play guitar solo and you know. But other bands like Venom, they started as a trio band, you know, of Raven, you know. I don't need to go a step back, you know, because we have two guitarists, you know. But I also like the times with a power trio, you know. Maybe this will be a new idea. I don't know. No, I think the first single we released is Trigger Discipline. Yeah, I like the song. It's not the I don't if it's the best song on the album. It's different to the others, you know, because the composing, the guitar sound, the guitar riff is completely different. I like the way Tony gonna play the guitars or start writing songs, you know, arranging, composing the songs, you know. It's not. It could be more because I like more the heavier songs on every album, you know. I think Return to God in Parts it's a slow one, it's heavy, but I also like the faster songs that are more heavy, you know. It's very hard to explain, you know. I think Trigger is my favorite song, definitely, yeah. Because I like I like this guitar riffing, you know, which is great idea, you know. I like the whole album, you know. I can tell you, we recorded 16 songs, you know, and in the end we put 12 on the album, you know.
Oh,
So we were lucky to choose, oh, this is not so good, let's take this one. And so we have a couple of songs left we didn't produce to the end, you know. So we put the 12, the whole band decided we put this 12 on the album, you know. I don't know, but I tell you now it's gone, you know. But I also do releases, albums, you know, the back catalog, you know, what I told before, I have to refresh all the things, make research, you know, is somebody there who have got material for this release, you know. I just want to have more home office nowadays.
mhm.
I stopped everything now. Yeah. Yeah, the band is on fire, you know, if there is something. But for me, it's what I talk about. For me, it's gone. You know. I don't have any plans to go forward with the band, you know, or when I'm gonna do this, or why I'm gonna do this, you know. I just try to get my mind clean, you know, clicking off and doing other things. That's the only thing, you know.
Mhm.
I want to tell you, I don't want to think about doing anything, you know. I don't think about doing Uncle Tom, SODOM, or other bands, other projects, you know. I'm for a little time, I am completely out of the business, you know. At the moment, I don't know, but I don't have any plans, you know.
Okay.
If I do a plan, what I'm gonna do next year, this I get more. I put myself on pressure, you know. I don't want, you know. I don't need no any pressure. I don't want just want to relax. I want to wake up in the morning, drink my coffee, smoke my cigarettes, doing this, doing that, or not. I don't know.